Hi everyone and welcome. I'm going to make this video on some of the experiences I've been having over the last 3 weeks. I've been mentioning it in a couple of videos while I've been in the integration of everything. Now the integration has more or less settled and happened, and I've been shown more of what the whole thing has been about and what parts of it is the most relevant to share with the collective. So that's what I'm going to do my best to do in this video. I will say that over the last 3 weeks, what I have been experiencing and been taken through are things that normally would happen maybe over a time span of 4 or 5 months. So it's been really, really intense on the physical body, and also it's just been like experience after experience and integration, and then like this new thing happens, and it's just, it's really forcing one to be present, because there's new things coming all the time, and that's part of what we are learning now, because the shifts are happening so quickly, and we are embodying and shifting really quickly. And so staying in the future, staying in the past, staying in the planning mode, staying in worry, staying in fear, like all of these things will be, what I'm being shown is that it will come up really strongly, it will be shown really clearly, because that's not where we can be while this is happening. And when it's happening so fast, there's really no choice but to be present, is my experience. And to really surrender and stay in the state of allowing for the process to happen, allow for the integration to happen, allow for the clearings to happen, and allow for the uncomfortableness and for the patterns and programs and beliefs to really be seen, because we are moving from doing to being. We are embodying, meaning we are bringing in more of our light, more of that light that we are, more of it into our body, instead of being as separate as we have been. And when this happens, there will be things that no longer resonate, that will fall away. There can be old parts of ourselves that we will grieve. There will be things we have been doing in certain ways that no longer resonate, and we will do things in a new way. It can affect us in so many ways, like we have been experiencing before. It's just that now it's happening more and more quickly. And what I was really surprised of that I have experienced are 2 past lives, or parallel lives, what we normally talk about as past lives, that I've been suddenly finding myself in and experiencing. That has been really traumatic, and I have not been looking for those or trying to connect with those or had any awareness of those 2 lifetimes. It just happened in a meditation. Suddenly it was like bam, and I was there and I was experiencing it. Really traumatic and hard experiences. One of them, though, ended with me leaving my body, and I experienced the whole process of actually leaving my body, which was a really, really beautiful experience. So that one was both hard and really beautiful. What the underlying theme that I was shown that is important for the collective of these 2 lifetimes, like the pattern that I've been anchoring into, and that the collective very much is or has been anchored into, because it's like this imprint or pattern from it, from these times, these things that happened, that are very much sort of like a system almost. Like I see this structure of an energetic pattern that holds the how can I say this? It's the fear or everything around being safe in the feminine, and the theme of being safe in the expression of one's truth, and especially with things that are outside the norm. And so being safe in the expression of the feminine and in the feminine energy, and being safe in the expression of who we really are. Those are two big ones that has been releasing in me, and that I've been shown that are big themes for the collective as well. And parts of what I've been experiencing with this is, and been shown, is the fear of really embodying. Because I've also had the experience of seeing my essence and seeing everything from, like I could see my parallel, like parallel aspects, parallel lives. I could see why part of my intention of being here now, and it took away so much of, like what I was shown was this fear of death that many people has, but I was shown that it's really about a fear of living, because if we are trying to hold ourselves back or to resist something because we are fear of death, we have fear of death, or we're afraid of something, we are actually not living. Because the human body, like how I was shown this, is that it's a vehicle of expression, and we have an intention of incarnating. We have an intention of why we want to be here and what we want to express, what we want to learn, all of these things. But that expression is so important, and we don't find that externally. And by embodying more of our light, we have to face all of these fears we have of actually expressing who we are. And in my case, of course, the feminine energy is a big one of that. And also, the whatever you are here to express, whatever your unique imprint is, all the fears have really been shown the last weeks. And so what I've been told is that many people are really having to face these fears. It can come up in situations, it can come up in relationships. It's like all these, different situations in life that can really make us have to confront those fears, have to see them, and have to really come to terms with it and see what is this fear really about, and do I want to keep this fear in my life, or do I want to move past it? Do I want to expand my comfort zone? Do I dare to trust? Do I trust my own light? Do I trust my own resonance? And that is something we need to have discernment as well. So it's also like about putting, the mind and the ego in the right place, and letting go a bit of all that control, and trusting why, or like what we are feeling and what we are being guided to, and the direction we are being pushed. So I'm being shown that these last weeks there have been many situations coming up that can have something to do with the past or belief systems or patterns you have had, or something, you know, that you have more or less cleared, or it hasn't been that present in your life anymore, and now it's like bam, and it's back, it's right there. And it is because you really need to make that conscious choice. Do you want to play in that anymore, or are you done with it? Do you want to make another choice, a new choice? Do you want to embark on this new journey? And really see where you're not feeling safe. Really see where do you have these fears. And when I was experiencing, like after I had the second experience of a past life or a parallel life, I was asking why am I experiencing this? Why do I have to like go through this? Or what is this showing me? Like what's the point? And then I was shown myself sitting in the forest a little bit more than a month ago, like a month and a half maybe. And I was shown when I was calling back all aspects of myself and and calling my energy back from all the situations where I have been giving my power away, which I was guided to. I made a video on this. I think it's called something about the cards have been thrown up in the air. So you'll find that from sometime in January on my channel if you haven't watched it. And I was shown that this is also a part of that, which I was guided to do back then. Because time is like, the more we embody, the more, like the higher frequency we hold in our bodies, the more we can access. And what I was shown is that all these parallel lives and all these different aspects are then sort of closer, so it's easier to access it. And the reason why those particular ones were experienced was because of the energetic patterning and what that was holding, that was important both for the collective and for me personally to experience and to clear and to be aware of. There are also wisdom from these lives that are suddenly just integrating things that I don't have any clue about consciously, things that I have not learned in this lifetime, that are just coming into my system somehow. So it's, you know, there's many layers to this, but it has to do with the whole time aspect, because time is not linear as we are experiencing it here. And when we raise our frequency and we start actually having more of those experiences and more of that light in the body, we start accessing more of that, because it's actually a simultaneously, like it's a thing happening, and it's just your own light experiencing these things. I don't know if that made sense. I'm trying to make this clear. Please ask if there's something that is not clear to you, because there's so many aspects to it. It's been so many experiences, and as I mentioned in the last video, like after the last one of those, I had almost 1 week just in bed, because it was so much integration happening, and my body it just shut down. So it's really that we are accessing what we like parallel lives, or what we call often call past lives, more easily, because we have more of that light inside us. We are closer to our own consciousness, in the sense that we have more of the light of our own consciousness in our body, and so it's easier to experience the things that this light is a part of, basically. And then it's a part of releasing these energetic patterns that are no longer to be held, personally and collectively. And the more we resist either the experiences, the things that are coming up for us, all these, whatever the experience you have, the more we resist it, the more difficult it will be, because the shifts are happening so fast, so quickly, and they're so important. So surrendering, just trusting, and trusting in the body as well, which can be so challenging at times, but really trusting the process, and surrender, allow, and be present, and not making it wrong. That's a big one as well, because so often, like, it's so easy. Like for me, I became aware a few days ago of this underlying belief underneath so many other beliefs and programs and patterns that I have been aware of and have been releasing for a long time, about every time I'm suffering, which means basically that I'm in resistance of the type of pain I'm experiencing, no matter what type of pain that will be. The resistance in it and the suffering in it comes from the belief that it's a punishment, that there's something wrong, that I've been doing something wrong. So all these, it's like these deeper layers of beliefs that are coming up the more we access. Because the more we access, the more clarity we gain, the more we can see, the deeper we can go, and the more we can expand. And the more we resist that, we are actually resisting ourselves. We are resisting our own embodiment, our own consciousness, our own light. And it will just be more force behind it. It's because we are not supposed to hold back. I'm just checking my notes to see if I have forgotten something. I think I have covered most now. Yeah, and about time, the experience of time, and sometimes space as well, is really strange now. And it has to do with this as well, because when the frequency rises, when we have a higher frequency, it's spinning faster, and so time gets experienced differently. And I've had hours and hours just disappearing like this. I can't understand where those hours are. I can sit down like logically going through what I was doing, and I can't understand that it took that long of a time. I have had experiences where I've been talking on the phone with a friend, referring to another call or a voice message or a text message or whatever, and suddenly being like pulled back in my body without having really, or not having left the body in that sense, but it's just like being in the space with the person I'm talking with on the phone. And when I'm sort of realizing in some sort of a comment that I'm actually here on the phone, it's like boom, I'm back into the body, even though I've also been in the body. So it's like this with space, like this experience of being in several, like 2 places at the same time, and also time varying a lot. Active dream space is something that has been very strong collectively, they've been saying, and a lot of more. Sorry, they're chatting while I'm talking. There have been many more people experiencing or having a conscious awareness of leaving their body, having out-of-body experiences, being out-of-body in dream space, and actually having an awareness of it or remembering it, lucid dreaming, these kind of things being, more people have been experiencing these kind of things lately. So it's like it's been like a hyper speed, clearing, awareness, integration, things coming up to be seen and released that are no longer serving us, because we're moving forward so quickly, and there will come new energy waves pretty fast. And a big one closer to the summer is what I've been shown, but more before that as well. And it's so important that we just let go of these beliefs, these patterns and programming, and the only way to do it is to be aware of it. And that's why it can be intense sometimes while this is letting go, while this is happening, because we need to give the space for the new to come in, and the old does not resonate with it. Old ways of doing, old ways of being, and to really dare to let it go, because all the fears, all the layers of fear and control, making it wrong, not trusting, all of these things have been really highlighted. And they're saying that the coming period, be really aware of what you have been shown these last weeks, what you have experienced these last weeks. Bring that awareness into your conscious choices the coming weeks, because that's what's going to prepare you for what's coming, because you are being guided by yourself. So trust your own consciousness, trust your own light, and what you're being shown. And I hope that this can be helpful for you guys. If you know of anyone who has had these kind of experiences, who might resonate with this or get some help with it, please share it. I'd love to hear in the comments if it resonates, what you've been experiencing. I hope you are really nurturing yourself. Remember to drink a lot of water when you're going through these integrations and releasing, because it really helps the body. Spending time in nature is something I find very, very helpful in these periods. Well, all the time basically, but especially when in integration. And just try as much as you can to stay in allowing and in surrender, and stay really present. I hope it was helpful. I will see you in the next video. Take well care of yourself, have compassion for those around you, and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.